19-year-old Latasha Pulliam, was called the female John Wayne Gacy. A woman who got sexual pleasure from killing. The murder of little Shenosha Richard is probably the most sickening and gruesome case that you'll come across. It's a case of betrayal, and a murder so nauseating that it will stick with you for some time. On March 21, 1991, in Southside Chicago, Emma Richard made a grisly discovery at a semi-abandoned building, when she found her missing daughter in a garbage can. It's a case that leads horrified detectives on the chase to find a sadistic killer who knew the victim. That day, Latasha Pulliam saw Shenosha Richard playing at the park outside. Latasha lured the trusting 6-year-old to her home, with the promise of a bag of potato chips and a movie. But when the little girl went in, what she found was 50-year-old Latasha's drunk boyfriend, Dwight Jordan. Inside the apartment, Shenosha was raped, stabbed, and tortured with an object. She was also beaten about the head, and assaulted with a hammer. When she was dead, the girl was tossed into a garbage can that sat on the back porch. Her leg was sticking out of it when she was found. When Emma Richard noticed that Shenosha was nowhere to be found, she called police and went straight to Latasha's building to confront her. A neighbor had seen Latasha with the little girl in that direction. Both Latasha and Dwight Jordan denied seeing Shenosha. When police came and began searching the building, they ended up finding a horrific scene. Shenosha was dead, inside the garbage can. At this moment, one of the police officers heard some glass breaking. He then noticed Latasha fleeing from the scene. She jumped from the first floor. Immediately some neighbors and police began chasing her, and she was caught a few minutes later. When police arrived, Dwight Jordan had already fled the scene. On June 1994, Latasha Pulliam and her co-defendant were tried simultaneously by separate juries in the Circuit Court of Cook County. She was indicted on 131 counts of murder, aggravated criminal sexual assault, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated unlawful restraint. The jury convicted her of first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, and 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. She was sentenced to death on June 15, 1994. In March 2003, the governor of Illinois granted clemency for all 167 people on Illinois' death row, including Latasha Pulliam. Her sentence was commuted to life in prison without parole. But if you think you heard everything about this monster, you're wrong. At 17, Latasha had a baby girl, her second child. When she was 1.5-years-old, she was admitted to the ER. She'd been beaten and raped, she had a black eye, nails marks, and was bruised all over her body. The baby was saved and put in the state's guard. 2 years later, Shenosha was killed.